What's up, beloved? Sorry, trying out my my new camera on my new phone. Uh, I had to, switch up that number. You know what? Sometimes you got to change your phone number. And you know what? Some of y'all might need to do that. Some of y'all might need to change your phone number. Just saying. But anyway, so beloved, I'm out here walking Judah, right? And listening to something on my phone, and the mail truck passes me, right? And on the back of the mail truck, it says numbers, right? I see 333, 2, 11, and 6. Those were the numbers to be exact. You know what? I've noticed my memory is becoming even the more greater, right? Like I can remember things like nobody's business. Like, you know how you used to be able to remember things when you were a kid? Like you can remember everybody's phone number off the top of your head, right? Yeah, it's like that's coming back. But anyway, when I saw that number on the back of that mail van, right? I saw the numbers in order, right? So I saw 333, right? Initially, I already know that meant something, right? Something significant to me, right? A confirmation of sorts, right? And then I saw 211 right after it, right? So 333 was 211, right? I knew that 211 meant something separately, right? But together, 333 and 211 meant something together, right? While they meant something all at the same time, separately. Okay, you following me? Come on. You wanna walk around? Come on. Come on. Go. So I'm looking at this, right, and in my mind, right, and in my spirit, I'm being shown a series of things at the same time, right? And things are being brought to my memory, to my recollection, right? The movie The Matrix comes to mind, right? Now, you remember in The Matrix where the beginning of the movie, right? Hey, you remember The Matrix, right? The beginning of the movie, where there's a whole bunch of like letters or numbers, right? Numbers and letters, I think it is. And they were going like up and down in a row. You know what I'm talking about, right? They're like codes, right? But I mean, not but so that was going through my head, and while that was happening, right, it's like I was getting, the Holy Spirit was showing me a visual, right, of what's the word? Of a composing, right, of those numbers, right, or any numbers, okay? If I can, the best way I can describe it to you, right, without fumbling all over my words, trying to get a correct depiction out of me, right, would be like a symphony, okay? Like a symphony. You know, there's an instructor, right? I forgot what they call the music instructor to a symphony, right? But you guys know what I'm speaking of, right? And the instructor instructs the people with the different instruments, right? That are playing the different notes, hitting the different keys, right? The different tempos, and so then I get, it's hard to explain spiritually how something is shown to you. Like you'll see one thing and then a whole bunch of different things will start to play out in your spirit, like a movie, right? And like the actors in the movie that play all different type of roles, like it's like everything's going at once, right? But you're able to decipher it because it's you, right? It's acclimated to you, so you would understand it, other people wouldn't, okay? So let's say like a computer program, right? A computer programmer puts in codes. Does it not? Does he not? Right? He puts in certain codes, certain you know, words, certain numbers, certain things encoded in a specific type of way, right? In order to like build a website, right? To build a profile. You know what I'm saying? Those numbers, those codes, right? They create something, right? They mean something. Just like the numbers that I saw on the back of the mail truck, right? An average person seeing those numbers would just see them as numbers on the back of a truck, an identifying number, right? But it's more than just an identifying number, right? Depending on who's looking at it, okay? Depending on who's looking at it. If you know to look deeper, right? If you know and you are experienced spiritually, then you will see the numbers on the back of that truck as a message, right? Because everything in this reality is a message in some shape or form, right? It just depends on who's looking at it, right? Some people don't see it as a message because they don't know to see it as a message. I hope I'm not confusing you guys here. They don't know to see it as a message. They just know and view it as everybody else does, right? The average person, okay? But you and I, beloved, are not the average person. Quite, quite contrary to being average, we are not that, okay? We are supernatural beings, okay, in the utmost. So what would seem to be average or normal to the average person, right? We know that that is all of supernatural, right? That is, they're the fabrics that make up this reality that we live in, okay? There are codes, there are numbers, right? There are patterns, right? That are put in place in order to make this reality function the way that it was made to function, right? So when you're looking at the average things, let's say in a day, right? In your day, when you're looking at the things that average people look at every day, right? It means something different to you than it does to them. That makes sense? It means something different to you than it ever will to them. Why? Because you know more, right? In knowledge, right? You know more in wisdom. You know the hidden things to this world, right? Which gives you a leg up, which gives you steps up. Am I making sense? Okay? If you know, you know. All right? If you don't, it's not for you. Okay? Pay attention to every single thing. Okay? Because as I've said before, in every single thing, there is a message, right? Or there is some type of substance to be pulled out of whatever that is. You get what I'm saying? Right? Those of you who have been with me, you guys know what I'm talking about. I know you do. I know you understand what I'm saying. Go ahead. But I just wanted to bring that to you guys, right? Maybe that's a confirmation for somebody, and I'm feeling like it is a confirmation for somebody that sees in that way, right? You're some type of seer, right? You're some type of seer, right? So everything that you see with your human eyes, you also see with your spiritual eye. You get what I'm saying? Like, to a seer, there's nothing natural that we see on a daily basis, right? Everything that we see is supernatural, right? It's almost impossible not to see the supernatural to a seer. It's almost impossible. You almost have to purposely ignore your spiritual sight to be able to look as a regular human looks, right? You get what I'm saying? And a perfect example is that is people who are spiritual trying not to be spiritual for a day, right? It's almost non-existent. You almost cannot even do that, right? God, I need to shave. I'm gonna shave, y'all. Look it back up here. Uh, it was random. I didn't plan on getting on camera, but it's almost like a person that is highly into inclined in the supernatural, right? Trying to shut it off for a day, right? I'm gonna say it's dang near impossible because I've tried to do it plenty of times and I can't do it. I can't, right? Sometimes I've just been too much in the spirit, in the supernatural, right? And I try to cut it off. I try to like go back to the regular world, and I can't do it. You know, it's like once you're open to it, once your senses are open to it, it's like you cannot cut it off. You know, but yeah, hopefully that brought some type of clarity to to those of you that are seers and that see in that type of way, right? And that are noticing the same things that I am. Because one thing I know that all seers, I know that we're connected, right? It's like we're connected to this same database, the same brain, if you will, right? So the things that we are seeing, the things that we experience on a daily basis, right? It's like we experience it through each other, right? With each other, right? As each one of us is experiencing it, right? So while each of us might be experiencing a different side to what we're seeing, right? We're all experiencing it together. Does that make sense? We're all experiencing it together, right? Though we may be experiencing different sides of it, right? Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there because I feel like that was already a tongue twister and everything else already. But for those of you who it's for, you'll get what I'm saying. Okay, it's not for everybody to get, so I don't expect everybody to understand what I just said. Right? Those of you that know, you know, and you'll understand exactly what I said. All right, all right. I love you guys, but about to go shave this. All right, all right, all right. Later, peace.